Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
Yeehaw! What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here. I'm sorry, just trying out some new stuff. You know, trying out a new hat. Let me know if it works. How's it going today, guys? Are you ready to do an unboxing? I feel like this is like a canoe paddle in the face for a lot of people. That's just not how we're used to jumping into your videos, Complex. You can't do that to us. You set a standard, and you're consistent, and then you turn into a cowboy, and then you say a bunch of words you don't normally say? It's jarring. Anyways, today we've got an unboxing to do. Actually, a regular unboxing. There's nothing special about this video. I just decided to do that at the last second. Some Kizer stuff. This is actually the other Kizer, or some of the other Kizer stuff they sent in the bigger box. So we have two more fixed blades and a folding knife to check out today. I'm going to put it down in the description like I usually do. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. You know what? I'm going to do the folding knife first. Sorry, I had a monster. I did Zero Ultra today, the white one. Just, you know, I usually do the orange ones, but just doing the white one today. Okay, so we have the Shrike OS45VN blade, matte DLC Ultra, whatever that means. Titanium and fat carbon camo gold handle. What? Frame lock. Okay. I do like S45VN very, very much. That is a wonderful steel. This knife's going to be on the smaller side. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Little black and gold guy here. Yes, I do like that carbon fiber. That does look nice. I also like the backspacer. That's pretty cool. The gold backspacer with the holes in it. They have the little polished bevels on the inside there. Very, very good. We have a titanium pocket clip, milled titanium clip. Subframe lock. This is how we do this, especially on a smaller knife. I don't know why other companies would be watching an unboxing like a Kizer unboxing, but on the off chance that they do, or you want to share it with them, that's fine. This is how we should be doing frame locks in general moving forward. And you might be wondering, well, what if they want to do a full titanium frame lock and they don't want to do, you know, an overlay or scale or whatever? I would say you can look at the Russ from the pocket knife called the Russ. You know what I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. The Kane Grambo. Is it Kane Grambo? Russ? Yeah, it's full titanium, and he makes a frame lock, and then instead of doing, you know, like what we usually see where the frame, the entire frame covers, and then there's like an attached liner underneath when it's full. No, he does a frame lock and then just does a plate of titanium over it. Why? Because it keeps your fingers off of the lock bar while you're deploying it, and also stops the lock bar from smashing into the lock face of the blade while you're squeezing it during use. This is just better. This is actually a pretty satisfying little knife to deploy. A lot of times, knives that are on the smaller side are incredibly unsatisfying and awkward, and they kind of feel unsafe to me because I don't have the same confidence as I do with a larger fixed blade where my fingers are in the right place to manipulate the knife. But this has it's a subframe lock. The thumb studs are in a really nice spot, and you know what? So is the front flipper. That feels pretty good. It's also pretty easy to reverse flick using the thumb stud, but really easy using the slot. Bit of an awkward shape, but extremely, extremely comfortable. I love the jimping zones up here as well. Very cool. It says Kizer on the front. This is apparently Ultra DLC, whatever that means. I need a clarification on what, if we're going to put words like Ultra, Super, Omega, Didgeridoo, like whatever you're going to put in front of it, you need to define what that means. How does this differ from what we have come to know as standard DLC? We need to know. We can't just, oh, new word, right? I love Kizer, and I'm sure that they would explain it. I doubt that they're trying to hide it, but I want to know what the implications of this are. This is a brand name, like Norplex, Ultrex, whatever, micarta? That's just a brand name of micarta. It doesn't mean it's special. Maybe this is just a specific brand name of DLC, in which case, fine, but we want clarification on that. Or at least I do. Shrike. Or Shrike. Oh, it says that's the name of the blade. I'm sorry. Shrike. Okay. This area, I kept trying to figure out what I'm feeling right here. This is where the detent ball interacts with the blade. So no, there's not double clutch for miles on this thing. This is actually a pretty interesting little knife. I like the color combinations there. Very cool. Okay. And knowing Kizer, this combination, S45VN, titanium, it's probably, I mean, as far as premium knives go, it's probably got a very reasonable price tag on it. Pretty cool. Okay. Now, what do we have for fixed blades? Oh, good. We have two. I think they're the same thing. Oh, M390. Oh, boy. Okay. Drop Bear fixed blade, which I've seen before. It's one of the better looking fixed blades that Kizer does. This one's AEBL. That means it's going to be the less expensive one. Let's go ahead and open that up here. Oh, they did a different sized one. Oh, a little EDC size. Oh, that's just about perfect. That's just about perfect. I don't usually get excited for fixed blades, but I do have a preference for smaller fixed blades that have more of a classic shape. I don't like the goofy crate. Like if there's too much curvature and it just looks like a, like a robot dong. Like that's not really what I like aesthetically. A smaller, thinner, compact EDC with a choke up. Ooh, I kind of wish. Oh, it's got the little. I always miss these. It has the tweezers and the poker getter. The thing, like I dropped the thing on the side of the seat of the truck and I got to dig it out of it. Not really. I think that this has a bunch of different uses, including maybe toothpick. I kind of want to leave it like this, but I feel like that's going to poke into my hand. Yeah, you can't really do that. It's just a little easier to get at. This is nice. Implementing tweezers, especially into your fixed blade, is good because it number one, if you're using a fixed blade, you're probably in an environment where it's likely that it's much easier to get splinters, right? It also de-incentivizes you to use the tip of the blade. I remember being younger, and I know that many of you remember being younger and watching your dad pick a splinter out of his skin with a knife. My dad worked with his hands his whole life, and so it's probably very similar to a lot of you or your dad. Or maybe your uncle or somebody you know. And when you work with your hands your whole life, your hands get really, really thick, and something that sticks into your hand is not really sticking into your hand, it's sticking into a layer of dead skin. So even while his blades that he was digging splinters out with were definitely dirty, and it definitely wasn't good, right? It was probably just going into dead skin, and it didn't matter. He couldn't feel the splinter anyway. He would tell me, like, I noticed the splinter, like, days later, right? But I would watch him pick it out with a knife, and I'm always like, I feel like maybe, the tweezers would be better. Just considering all the things that your blade comes in contact with. So anyways, I think that's a good idea. Or you can use the little pokey thing, dig it out, whatever. This one is the M390 one. I don't know if it'll be... Oh, it is a different blade shape. Ooh, I like that blade shape even better. Yeah, this is the one... I was going to say, I feel like they sent another version of this knife. Oh, that's just beautiful. Look at that. That's nice. What a classy little fixed blade there. That's just great. I love that. So this one will have its own... It'll have a different sheath because of the blade shape. Yeah. Oh, it's special. Pretend... That's not real carbon fiber. No. Hold on. What? Hold on. No. That's just like, it just looks like carbon fiber on top. But that's fine. So when you look, like this is shred carbon fiber. But when you look on the spine, you can usually see, like the carbon fiber weaves or layers all the way through. And that's not what we're seeing here. Which I was like, did they make the whole sheath out of carbon fiber? But no, they did not. That doesn't matter, though. That would have been cool. I would have just been like, oh my gosh. I mean, like, this is going to be kind of an expensive product. The M390 version will be more expensive, but not nearly as expensive as some people think. This is perfect. I mean, for me, if I'm going to EDC a fixed blade, these would be my preferences because I can fit the entire thing in my pocket. Actually, a pretty fun little unboxing there. I really enjoyed that. I think that one, this one right here, the little M390 Drop Bear fixed blade, that one's the king, the special boy of the group. I'll link all this stuff down in the description. You guys can check it out if you want to. That's going to be it today. Thanks so much to Kizer. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If y'all enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check them out, y'all. And how does the rest of I threw myself off with the accent. Please make sure to subscribe to Metal Complex. All right. Y'all come back now. You hear?